All right, here we are for episode 1 of the Troubled Past podcast. Not gonna lie, I have already done 2 episodes of this. I did not like them. I had thought I would take stories from my past and try to stretch it over an hour, but an hour is such a long time. It's so long. It was just me babbling for a good majority of the time. Plus, I can't stand listening to myself or staring at myself, so everything to me just didn't seem right. So I figured we'll try to change up the format. We'll talk more about, we'll bring up the troubled past, but we'll also talk about other things along the way, not just trying to stretch one story for an hour. Like the first story I tried to do was the time I was in a drive-by. Luckily, the people didn't shoot, but trying to stretch this maybe 10-minute story out over the course of an hour was absolutely insane. It was just me trying to be like, oh, and then this, and this and that. It just didn't work. So we're gonna just wing it. Talk about being kids. I mean, I'm sure you all remember being young and dumb. Some of you were probably innocent. Some of us weren't. Some of you probably went through things. Some of you might not have. Some might have had a good life. Some might have had not the best life. So we'll just try to talk about all aspects of being young, dumb, and full of cum. like let's just say it the way it is. I remember just always thinking about sex when I was younger. But that makes me think about everybody's talking about the Kanye thing now. So Kanye and his cousin hooked up. He was giving his little cousin head. I don't even know who the little cousin was for 10 years or so from what it seems. And it made me think, how many of us have gone through ultra sexual things as kids and it just affected our lives? I wasn't into any type of gay stuff. I mean, no, nothing against it, but maybe Kanye's just bi or gay, or that's just the way he is. But I mean, I remember being 3 or 4, and we were at my mom's friend's house. She had a little daughter and a son, and the daughter was probably 2 or 3 years older than me. She must have saw something, because she took me to the basement. It was just me and her, and she was just like, come on, take your clothes. And she's like pulling me on her and making me kiss her and like trying to take my clothes off and like, come on, we're gonna have sex. And I was like, I don't want to. I hear people come. I don't know what's going on. Like, I just remember being scared and feeling weird about the situation. And she's like kissing me and undoing my pants and like pulling me on top of her. And then her brother comes down the stairs and he's like, ew, gross. And I'm like, oh, thank God. And then the parents come down. They're mad at us. Like, I didn't mean to do any of this. I was just being a kid trying to have fun. Like, I just want to play with toys, And I remember we both get in trouble. We get taken upstairs. And my mom, she love her to death. She didn't make the best decisions a lot of the times, but her way of parenting this situation was to be like, you're gonna say sorry. And I was like, I'm not saying sorry, it wasn't my fault. She's all, you better say sorry, or every time we come here, I'm gonna pull your willy out and show Tammy, which was her friend, like the other mom. And I was like, I'm sorry. Which to me is a weird way to handle that situation. But I don't know, she was probably embarrassed. The boys are usually the ones that do the stuff, so I get it. Like, she probably felt like, oh my God, my friend's not gonna want us over because my son did this. I don't get it. I wouldn't have done that. I would have parented a different way, but I would have parented a different way because of the way I was parented. So she parented the way that she saw fit because of the way she was parented. So I mean, it's not anything against her per se, but like, it's just not the way that I would have parented. But again, because I was parented that way. And then another time, so we lived in this apartment. Sorry, I'm just getting over sickness. I might be like, oh no, did I forget him? Got my Kleenex, bro. Just getting over something. Don't worry, I'm 5 days into antibiotics, so we're all good. Can't have my nose running on camera. But I remember we lived at these apartments in Eaton. And if you don't know, Eaton, Colorado, it's this very small country town. Especially when I was growing up, it was tiny. It's blown up a lot since then. But when I was growing up, it was nothing. There was a lot of fields, a lot of just nothing. So it was very common to let your kids just run around like you didn't have to worry. It was safe. I mean, it's still very safe. It's the one place here in Colorado where I wouldn't have any issue letting my son just run and play and have a good time. But my son knows a lot more than I did. So I was, let's say maybe 4 or 5. It was before going to kindergarten. I know that for sure. So whatever age that was. So I'm guessing again like 4 or 5. But I had these 2 neighbors. It was a boy and a girl. They were pretty close in age, and they lived with their. All I remember is the dad. I guess they had a mom that lived there too. I don't remember him, but that's only because I have a very vivid memory of the dad, which we'll get into in a bit. But we would all run and play. And we'd go around the apartments. We'd go around town. Well, not really around town, but we'd cross the street. There were other apartments. We'd play in the backyards, and we'd always try to sneak off, because at this point I've got sex in my brain because of the experience I went through. And these kids were very sexualized, which looking back now really makes me wonder about those parents. It makes me kind of sad. Like it makes me sad, but. We would always go looking for places to have sex. Again, mind you, this is before kindergarten. So we would always go look for places to have sex, which is weird as hell, because I'm pretty sure the brother would do stuff with the sister, because I wouldn't do nothing with the brother. It was always me and the sister. Or maybe he was trying to hook us up. I don't fully understand that part. But we'd go across the street, we'd find there'd be sheds that would have a tarp over it or something, and we'd try to go under the tarp, and it'd be I'll let her touch mine, and she lets me touch her. So I was touching parts that I shouldn't at a young age. She was touching parts that she shouldn't at a young age. We were just constantly doing that. I remember we went under. There was these concrete stairs, and you could go under it because it was some apartment building across the street. And I remember being under there, touching stuff I shouldn't be. She was touching stuff she shouldn't be. It was just not right for kids, which it really does lead to the fact Kanye wasn't being watched. I wasn't being watched. We were sexualized at a young age, and it's crazy for anyone to judge an adult on what they did as a kid and not realize that that's not supposed to happen, that there's supposed to be guidance and nurturing, and there's supposed to be something that teaches kids not to do that type of stuff. So we were failed in a way. Kanye was too. Everyone keeps giving him shit. They keep posting all these memes about him. They keep doing all this stuff, acting as if he was doing crazy, terrible things to his cut. He was probably into boys, and he didn't know any better. Just like I was into girls, I didn't know any better. She was into boys, she didn't know any better. And I'm pretty sure her and her brother had to have done stuff too. Neither of them knew any better, because no one taught us, no one watched us, no one guided us, no one gave us the attention that we needed. Nobody was there to be yo, that's wrong. Or no one was there to stop us from learning those things in the first place. So we were just stuck with this warped vision of reality, or of what, we want to be big, and that's what big people do. So it's crazy to think about someone and think about the things they went through as a kid, and to judge them on them, make memes on it. I get it, he's famous, yeah, it's so funny, but it's really not. And I'm sure there's a lot of you who have gone through similar situations. You, and hopefully it was with someone closer to your age. Like, I consider that lucky. I feel like that's a lot more lucky than going through that with someone that's older than you by years or tens, decades, like there's kids that go through that and it's a family, it's like an uncle or it's a family friend who is an adult that is taking advantage of children. And I don't feel like that's something that we should be joking about as a society. I think that's something that we should really be looking at through a deeper lens. Is that the term? That might be the term. I don't know. That might not be the term. I might have sounded dumb right there. But it's something that we should be looking at as a society and like realizing that maybe we need to be watching our kids more, or maybe some kids get failed and that's why they act the way they do. I mean, if you were going through some of that stuff as a kid and you were acting a little crazy when you were a billionaire, I mean, it kind of makes sense, You go through all this trauma, then all of a sudden you get all this money, and you're still just this traumatized person. Of course you're going to wild out and act crazy and just be off the wall and nuts. It just makes sense. So, I don't know, I think a lot of us need to take a step back, look at situations and realize that our troubled past can cause a very troubled future or a troubled present. So, I mean, if you've been through anything like that, I'm sorry. It sucks. I used to think it was so cool because I was a kid. I had sex for the first time when I was 4, even though I didn't. But I used to brag about that in school because, like, young and dumb. Kids always try to be so cool and one-up their friends. Like, oh, my God, I kissed a girl. I had sex. Mom. I did this. We were just dumb kids. Dumb kids that went through stuff that they shouldn't. And it just builds you. Like, I used to be crazy on that aspect. But I was also a fat kid. I was super fat. I couldn't get girls. So, I mean, that was my go-to. Well, oh, yeah, I already did that. That's why I don't care. I already did that. So, I mean, we just need to watch our kids more. I try to watch my son all the time. I try to spend as much time with him as I can. I feel like at this point I've raised him to where I can allow him to go out. He might make some dumb mistakes. The kids are going to be kids. I remember the first time he accidentally cussed in front of me. And I was like, you said that way too casually. You cuss with your friends, right? He's, no, I don't. I don't cuss with my friends. I was like, come on, man. I remember being a kid. I've got a really good memory about things. Like, I used to cuss. I used to do it all. Yeah, we cuss all the time. I was like, I know you do. Like, I understand that. I'm not going to judge you for being a kid. But I think I've raised him well enough to where I don't have to worry as much as I would have had to worry raising me. But again, like, if I would have raised me, it would have been a lot different. So, yeah, I just think a lot of us, I don't know if you were one of the innocent ones or if you were someone that went through something, you were just a little bad kid or what, but a lot of us, we were crazy little kids. And it's so easy to judge our children now. I see, like, sorry, I have to think about things I say before I say them, especially when it comes to my son's mom. But I saw the way that she was parented, and then I see the way that she's parenting, and the way she just gets on him about stupid things, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinion. And it's like, how did you forget you were a kid once? Why are you doing this? You know how it worked out to be when you were a kid. I'm sure you guys know. Like, when you were yelled at or not listened to, don't you remember being like, God, nobody listens to me, nobody hears me, they just treat me like I'm a kid? That it doesn't work doing that. It just makes your kids sad, or it makes them angry, or just makes them feel unheard. And stuff like that will build trauma too. It just builds in their brains, so when they're adults, they can't handle it. Like, I can't handle not being heard or listened to, because I had, again, love my mom to death. Great person. Hope she's not watching because she'll get crazy about this. But I had one of the worst. What would be the word for this? I wouldn't say the worst. I had a very emotional, unintelligent mother. She was very hard-headed, very like, nope, that's the way it is. Loved to add fuel to the fire. Would never, and still never. She's working on it. I'm very proud of her. Still never takes responsibility for any of her actions. It's always like, nope, well, you should have done gaslight, like the queen of gaslighting. Imagine growing up with someone that just gaslit you for 10, 15 years. Like, anytime you'd be like, well, no, you just took it the wrong way. Nope, you just take everything. It's like, okay. So I got lost on the train of thought just thinking about it. I went back in time just like, no, Mom, no. But yeah, I completely lost my train of thought just thinking about past stuff. That's how deep it goes. But oh yeah, that's what we were talking about. Not being listened to and how it affects you. Like that type of stuff. As you can see, it clearly just sent me down. My whole brain just shut down. I completely forgot what we were talking about. I just went back to that, like, just hearing that every day. But even stuff like that, just doing stuff like that over and over and over, it builds like this connection in your brain to where it's going to cause problems when they're an adult. That's why I always try to listen to my son. I always try to hear him. I've treated him like an equal since he was born. Like, I'm still his dad. I'm not one of his friends. I mean, I'll still parent him and everything, but I'm also not going to not listen to him. And I'm also going to hear him, and I'm going to respond correctly. Like, there's a lot of parents that will just yell at their kids, and then they forget about it. Brush it under the rug. That's the end of it. Like, oh, well, it happened. We'll go on about our day. Life's good, whatever. Whereas if we get into it and I yell at him about something and I know he feels bad about it, then I'll go talk to him. Like, hey, buddy, I'm sorry I yelled. This is why I yelled. Like, it makes me upset when you do this. Like, when you don't listen and I tell you constantly to do something and you just don't listen, it makes me upset. That doesn't give me a right to yell. That's something I need to work on. Like, nobody should be yelling at you. In the real world, no one's just going to start yelling. Like, we treat our kids so much differently than they're going to be treated in the real world, so we're not really preparing them for the future when we do things like that. So I try to always break it down. Like, look, I shouldn't have done this. I've got stuff to work on. I won't do that anymore. I mean, I will work on it. If it happens, I'm sorry, but I'm going to work on it. And then God, he's so emotionally intelligent. Like, I love this kid so much. He'll do the same thing. It's like, you're right, Dad. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have done that. When you tell me to do things, I should just listen and do it and not always talk back or not do this and that. And we both apologize to each other. We both talk it out. We hug it out, and we're good. Where if I were to just scream at him, "God, you don't listen, blah, blah, you say, blah, blah, blah," and then go to your room and wait 20 minutes till I'm calm, and all right, come out. And that's it. That doesn't help anybody. And there's a lot of parents that do that. His other parent does that. Like, there's no expressing, like, talking it out, talking through what happened. There's nothing. There's no apologizing. It's just, all right, it happened. Let's sweep it under the rug. Like, you can only sweep so much under the rug before that rug is fucking way up here, you know? How dirty is it under your rug? A lot of people have a very, very dirty floor under that rug if they just lift it up. Because little things we do just build up, and that's just another type of trauma. The the whole point of this podcast is to let's go through traumas, let's go through crazy stories, let's talk about things that made us who we are. Let's just dive deep. And hopefully it'd be cool if we could make some people I don't want to say make some people something. We could help people with their parenting, help people deal with maybe some stuff they've gone through, hear stories that resonate with them so that they're like, oh, wow, like I've been through that too. That's crazy. And you did this to get over it, or you guys just talked it out, or me and my son fight like that. But I just tend to like just let it go and just leave it. I never realized that bothers them, because it does. It bothers the hell out of the kids. Like, my son hates it that there's no talking through things at his other house. It's just get yelled at, say I'm sorry, get grumbled at because you shouldn't have done. No, never. I'm sorry too. I shouldn't. You know what? It's all good, but none of that. So hopefully we can help others get better, and maybe people that I bring on can help me be better, because it took a long time for me to be better or to be a decent person. You'll see throughout this podcast, you're going to realize I used to be such a piece of shit. Scum of the earth. Like, I was abusive. I was on drugs. I was verbally abusive. I was the type to put holes in the walls. I was one of the most intensely mentally abusive people. Because I can read people very well, so I could figure out their insecurities and things that would really, really hurt them and fuck them up, and I would just attack. I was lazy, narcissistic, an asshole, didn't care about anybody but myself, thought that the world was the problem. I never took responsibility for anything. Everything happened to me. I didn't do anything wrong, but everything just keeps happening to me. I was such a little bitch. Scum of the earth piece of shit. And it took people to point things out to me, like the narcissism. I was dating a girl. This wasn't even that long ago, to be honest. I think this was maybe 2018, 2017-ish. So like 8 years. I guess it's getting close to a decent amount of time. But yeah, like 8 years ago, I was dating someone, and they pointed out that I'm narcissistic. I didn't even know what that was, because I was narcissistic, like, so, and she just walked me through it. She's like, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this. And then once I actually could see what I was doing, I was like, holy shit, I do all those things. Do. So I was like, I need to change that. So hopefully this podcast can help people realize the same thing. Like, oh, I do that. Oh, I didn't even notice that I do that. I tend to do that all the time. And then they can change it. And that's one thing that bothers me. Have you ever, like, you notice something about someone, and you try to tell them, and you try to explain it. You're not trying to attack. You're not trying to do anything, but they just jump on the defensive and just, you do that. Okay, I'm not trying to attack you. I'm trying to explain something to you that you do so that you can self-reflect, notice it, and then change it. There's so many people that you just try to be like, hey, do you know that when people talk about this, you're kind of a bitch? I mean, not that wording exactly. I mean, honestly, that wording too. There's nothing wrong with that type of wording. And they just go, oh, yeah, oh, my God, no, I can't believe you would say that. You called me a bitch. Like, no, I didn't call you a bitch. I'm just saying, like, you get bitchy when this happens. So you go to explain something to someone, just trying to like put it out there, get it in their mental so that they can understand, so that they can self-reflect and like work on becoming better, and they just lose it. I'm sure you guys have met at least one or two people that does that. I'm sorry. I don't even know. Do I keep this in or do I just leave it out? I mean, shows I'm human, but it's also gross. I think I'm gonna keep it in. Yeah. Y'all get to watch me wipe my nose. At least I'm not blowing it. That would be gross. That I would probably take out. In the first episode, I didn't even have tissue, so I'm just. Why? It was gross. It was so gross. But I didn't know what to do. And then I'm trying to edit, and I got to remember, all right, so I got to watch this whole hour of me just speaking to try to find the scenes where I'm like, pause. All right, we're back. So I'm just going to leave it in. It's not too bad. I'm grabbing a tissue. We're good. But yeah, so that's my hopes for the podcast, that maybe we'll make a difference. Maybe people will learn. You guys will get some funny stories. You guys will get some not so funny stories, some sad stories. Maybe some of the traumatic events that happen to people will resonate with you, and you'll learn to deal with your own stuff, or you know someone and you can show it to them and help them deal with their stuff. But that's all this is. No judgment. There'll be a lot of crazy stories. Like I said, we'll talk about when I was in the drive-by. The second episode I filmed was when we were 15, me and two friends, and we almost got chopped up by cartel members. Like, we were this close to being one of those videos. Luckily, one of my friends spoke Spanish. It's the only reason we're still alive. Well, that and we were 15. They thought it was so funny that we were young kids. I don't know what they thought. I guess we looked old. Maybe because my friend that spoke Spanish was huge. He was honestly, he was probably bigger than Fluffy when Fluffy was big. Like Gabriel Iglesias, like he was probably bigger than him at 16. And he was a big boy. I remember he got so mad at me one time because he was sitting there, because I didn't have any type of like think before you speak, especially when I was high, and we're all just smoking weed, getting high, and just sitting there, and he's just like slumped, because he's stoned and he's wearing all black, and I just look over him, dude, you look like a beanbag, bro. And he got so mad. I was like, what, bro? You do? I'm sorry. I didn't know. Oh, man, fuck you, dude. This is why I don't like hanging out with you. He used to get so mad at me. Oh, I used to say some stupid stuff to him. We'll talk about him on another one. This one's more just like an introduction. But, yeah. So hopefully that's what this does. Help us talk to our kids better. Help us realize we need to watch them a lot more. Like, nobody watched me. Nobody watched Kanye. Again, I don't really feel like the stuff that happened with me running around is anyone's fault. It was the early 90s. It was cool to leave your kids running around. No parent thinks that their kid's going to go be doing sexual stuff. But most kids aren't introduced to that type of stuff. Which brings me back to those one kids. So they were our neighbors, right? And I told you the only person I remember is the dad. So they were super sexualized. So they had to have been, either they heard their parents doing it all the time, they found magazines like Kanye did, maybe they found some sort of movie. I don't know what it was. But I mean, the other memory I have, because I only remember those things, is like the sexual stuff. And one time, me and the sister were like fighting about some stupid little kid fight. I think I had her doll and she wanted it, and we were like, no, you can't have it. Just like messing with her. And her big ass dad comes to the top of the stairs. He goes, hey, you give my daughter a fucking doll. And I was like, I threw it on the ground. And this big motherfucker, just this big dude, just comes barreling down the stairs. And I'm, like I said, this is before kindergarten, so I'm a little guy. So I take off running as fast as I can. I'm bolting. But you can only run so fast with little tiny legs. So I'm running, he's just catching up. I didn't even make it because I remember this. There was an apartment to the side that sat sideways and then ours that sat like this, so it kind of made like an L. I didn't even make it to the end because I was going to try to run around the apartment. Didn't even make it to the end. He got so close, and I always like if someone's chasing me and they get close, I just drop. Because hopefully they'll trip, hopefully something will happen, so I just dropped. And this big ass grown man picks me up, throws me over his shoulder. And I don't probably said stuff like, "You disrespectful little shit." I honestly don't know what he said at this point. Like I was just scared as hell. And he just picks me up over his shoulder, and he's just angry, and he starts walking me up the stairs to his house. Don't know what was gonna happen. I have no idea. Maybe he was just gonna give me a talking to like a father. Who knows? But my mom sees this, and she comes out, and she goes, "Get your fucking hands off my son!" And he's all, your son, blah, blah, blah. And he puts me down. I go running inside crying. I'm all scared. And like, and they're going back and forth arguing. My older brother saw the whole thing. And he's all, "No, it's his fault." And she's all, "I don't care what he did. You're not taking my son up to your apartment. Like, it doesn't matter. I understand he threw your daughter's toy down. Bad boy. You know what I mean? Like, we'll deal with that. That doesn't give you the right to chase down a 4-year-old, scare the hell out of him, put him on your shoulder, and start taking him up to your apartment, a place that what is happening?" So they're going back and forth. Cops end up coming, and then next thing I know, they moved out. From what I remember, that was basically the only two things I remember from these people. But yeah, so. I don't know what that family. Yes, it's happening again. I know. I'm sorry. Don't hate me. Please don't hate me. At least it's just nice. Just a little pat, you know. Nothing gross. I was smart. Because, like I said, it kept happening before. So before I came into the studio, I like filled my pockets with Kleenex, just to be safe. Because I had a feeling sitting here, I don't know what it is, all the lights running, or I don't know what it is, but my nose just starts running. But yeah, going back to that. Lost my train of thought because I wiped my nose. Then the cops come. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, that was the story that happened with that. We'll just jump off of it. It's fine. But again, I think the biggest takeaway from all that is we need to watch our kids, and not even just our kids. Like, we should pay attention to what's going on with the kids that our kids are hanging out with. Because those two should not have been so sexualized. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they used to do stuff together too, which isn't good, which means somebody was failing those children. So don't only just keep an eye on your kids. Yeah, your kids are important, but all children are important. Some of these kids are going through hell at home. Some of these kids are going through weird things that they really shouldn't be. I mean, that's literally one of the main reasons why I started my nonprofit, United in Change. Because I didn't have anybody to look out for me. I mean, I had my mom, my brothers, and my grandparents and stuff, but there was never really like a role model. I was so young. My brothers were 7 and 8 years older. Like, my mom went through a crazy divorce with an abusive husband. She was left with 3 kids on her own. She had to move in with her parents and 6 of us in a 2-bedroom. Like, she had her own stuff going on. She always meant, like, she likes to say that I blame her for everything that happened in my life, but I really don't, because I get it. Like, I mean, I get it. She went through hell. She was spoiled rotten as a kid because her sister died at the age of 5. So, I mean, of course, what are you going to do? You lose one daughter, you're left with one daughter. You're going to spoil that daughter you have. So she was spoiled rotten, probably got away with whatever she wanted, could act however she wanted and would get her way. I know that's a fact because my grandma, I learned very quickly that the bigger fit I threw, the quicker I could get whatever I wanted, which turned me into, like I said, a very, very shitty person. I mean, that's still stuff that I'm still chipping away at. I'm not saying I'm a great person now. I've got so much terrible things that I'm chipping away at, trying to just get rid of, trying to become a great person. I'd say I'm decent. Decent on the cusp of being good. So I mean, hopefully I'll get to good at some point. Then I'll get to great, and then I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's past that. But I have so much stuff I'm working on, and she had so much stuff she was going through. So I totally get it. I was the youngest. I wasn't the main priority or the main priority. So I totally get it. Like she likes to say, don't, you can't blame me for everything. I don't. Because honestly, we can't blame our upbringing. There's a lot of stuff that happens during our upbringing that makes us who we are, but we can't really blame anyone for it. Because everybody has their own stuff going on. So when I was a kid, I didn't have a role model. I didn't have anybody to help. When we didn't have money and we were struggling, there was nobody there to help us. So there was nobody watching, making sure that I didn't run with the wrong crowd. So like I was saying, that's why I started United in Change. I want to be that person for kids that don't have it. I want to be the person that kids can come to and be like, look, this is happening at home. We're going through it, and I want to be someone that can actually help. Like that's one of my biggest dreams is I want to have enough abundance to where I can pull up to a bus stop in a car. I'll have the title in the glove box. I'll see a struggling mom, sitting there with her daughter or sitting there with her son, just waiting on the bus, trying to get to work, trying to get to groceries, trying to get wherever. And I'm just going to pull up, walk up to them, hand them a signed title, hand them the keys, and then either walk away or just ride the bus and see where it takes me, see who I can help next. Like, that is my dream. I want that more than any type of car. I want to be able to do things like that. I remember the first time I saw Mr. Beast, back when Mr. Beast was someone that all he did was help people, and I was like, that's it. That's exactly what I want. Like, that is my dream. It doesn't have to be filmed. It doesn't have to be nothing, but that is my dream. Just to be able to help someone when they feel like they're so lost and there's no one that can help them. I want to be able to walk into a grocery store, see someone like deciding whether they can get this or this, hand them a stack of cash, just walk out. I want to be the type that can go up to the diaper thing, like to where all the diapers are, and just start stuffing money in each box. Put money under each lid of formula. So when that mom goes, and those parents go home, maybe a dad, they open up the diapers, there's just a couple $100 in there. There's $1,000 envelope. Or there's $300 when they open the Infamil. That's my dream. Like, I want that more than anything. I just want to be the one. Like, I'm thinking about it, I'm getting choked up. Like, that's what I want. And I want to teach my kid that, and I want to teach other kids that. I want to teach people to help people, to actually give a shit about others. So I want everything. Like, my nonprofit is to help kids, not even just kids, help families just get past whatever fucked up thing they're going through. See that there is something better on the other side. Show a kid that, hey, you love doing art. Here's how you can turn this into a job. Oh, you love making music. Here's how you can make this your career. so that every day of your life you're doing what you love. You don't have to work a day in your life. You just get to go do whatever you love. And best part, you're making money from it. People will call it a job, people will call it work, but in your heart and in your mind, you're getting to live the best life ever. That's why I started United and Change. That's the whole goal. I'm hoping this podcast can help. Hopefully we get sponsors, we can get some of that YouTube money, and then I can really just go crazy. Like you see all these people like, oh, look at my mansion, I got it off my YouTube money. I don't need that. I don't see the purpose in a mansion. I feel like it's stupid. The only thing me and my son want is we want to have a house, and maybe even just like a warehouse. We want to have an indoor pool, and then we want a water slide from each of our rooms that goes down into the pool next to the bed. I want to be able to wake up in the morning, just tired, I'm like, oh, I don't want to get up right now. And I just roll over and whoom, straight into the water. That's the only thing I want. I think that would be so cool. It would be so dope. Just roll over. You don't need no coffee. You don't need nothing. There's not an espresso in the world that can wake you up like that. You just roll over, you hit that slide, boom, you're in the pool. And then maybe just have like a gym. It doesn't even really have to be a house. It could just be a warehouse with a bunch of cool stuff. Other people can use it. And then we just have rooms up top. I learned real fast that me and my son don't require much. I got this big house. It was 4 bedrooms, big backyard, finished basement. It was nice. 2 bathrooms. There was 2 bedrooms upstairs, the kitchen, living room. Downstairs had this giant living area that we turned into a movie studio and stuff. And then it had 2 more bedrooms. Me and my son literally used the living room, the kitchen, the bathroom, and 1 room. And I paid for that house for 3 years. It was $2,500 or $2,400 a month. There were times where I was struggling to pay it. At some point I had to get assistance to help pay it. My bills were going to shit, all just to keep this look of, oh, I've got this big house. And we do not need it. There's literally no point for us. We're so happy just chilling on the couch, watching TV, playing. He plays on one TV, I'll play on my computer, and we just play games together. That's all we need. We don't need some crazy mansion. We don't need a bunch of cars. He constantly talks about he wants a Lambo. And I'm slowly chipping away at that. The other day there was this I don't know what she was. She kind of seemed like she might have been a mom. It kind of seemed like she had some sort of carriage with her. But I had cash. Anytime I have cash and I see someone that I feel actually genuinely needs it, we bless them. One of my mantras is I have so much wealth and abundance that I get to bless others. I repeat that 3 times. I want it stuck in my head. That way I don't ever forget, when you do get money, that's what it's for. It's not for you. It's not so you can go crazy and just buy stupid stuff. It's so you get to bless others. But I had $5. There was a lady. It was actually right after leaving the studio. Yeah, it was right down the block. Right when we turned out, she was standing there, and she had a sign that said, "Anything helps." I remembered I had cash. I grabbed it. I put it in my son's hand. I said, "You want to give it to her?" And he got excited. He rolls the window down. He gives it to her. She says, "God bless you." We say, "God bless you." She goes, and he looks at me, and he's got this look on his face. And I know that look because that's why I love that's why I love helping people. It is the most selfless thing there is. People ask me all the time, why do you want to do this? Because I'm selfish. I love the way it feels. I love helping people. I love that just makes you want to break down and cry. It's one of the greatest feelings ever. And I saw that on his face. And he's like, I was like, what? And he's all like kind of shy and like scared about it. See, I get choked up. I'm teary-eyed right now. But he's like kind of shy and just like, we did it. I was like, we did do it, buddy. That's what this is about. So this isn't about fast cars and money and like mansions and all of that. It's about helping people. It's about giving to others. It's about helping give someone just a little bit of light. Give someone just a little bit of hope. Make someone realize like there are still good people in this world. Like that's what we're here for. So I'm slowly breaking down away. I think by the time he's older, because I've got him set up with like investments and stuff, so where he'll actually have some money. He'll be way better off than I was, or currently am, and I think he'll be past. I want a Lamborghini. He's got such a big heart. He's the best. That's my partner. That is my heart. Like my son and my daughter, though, that's my heart. That's why I'm here. So I think we're getting through to him. I really do. He's starting to understand that there's more to life than things. There's people, there's souls, there's spirits, there's hope, and just giving someone that it's gonna make you feel so much better than, oh, I bought something nice. I bought a nice car. I bought chains. I bought watches. I don't care. I don't. My shoes are so beat up and ugly, and like I go play cornhole, and I sometimes I'm embarrassed of them. There's like a girl I talk to, and I'm like, dude, my shoes look like, but I just can't bring myself to just wasting the money on it. There's so much more and so much better that I could be doing with that money. So, that's the goal. That's the dream. One day I'm going to pull up to a bus stop, title in hand. I'm going to give the car to somebody, and then I'm just going to jump on the bus. I've never ridden a city bus. It'll be perfect. I'm just going to go see what's out there, and I'm sure I'll run into more people I can help. I can't. I'm so excited. I can't wait for that. Maybe we'll film it. I totally understand the filming it part. A lot of people it doesn't matter. It doesn't count if you don't film it. But if you film it, you generate more income, which then you can give to more people. So, I mean, I totally understand you don't film like giving a homeless person food or doing something, but some off the wall, yeah, some off the wall thing like pulling up and giving someone a car, and then you just keep the camera on you, jump on the bus, and then you're just helping, just doing just a day of helping people. I totally get filming that. I don't know if I will. Maybe just so I can monetize it and then help others with that monetization. But we'll see. It was never about filming. It was about having the resources, but you don't want to run out of the resources. Like you don't want to get to a point where you've helped so many people till now you're broke and then you can't help anybody, you can't help yourself. So I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I'll film it, maybe I won't. I just want to experience it. I want that. I like making people cry. I tell people that all the time. I need a shirt that says that. I love making people cry. I want that experience to where they're all, no, are you serious? I'm like, yeah, it's yours. And then they get all teary-eyed, choking up again. Like, I'm a big soft, like, I'm a pussy. Like, I'm literally living in the moment in my head. Like, I'm there right now, and I just see, like this little lady just, like, being so excited and hugging me, and then all right, have a good day. And, yeah, that's life. That's living. That's being rich. Like, that's wealth. I don't know what else would be better than that. Just changing someone's whole day, maybe their year. Like giving them, now they don't have to spend an extra hour on the bus to get to a job that's literally 20 minutes from their house. They can actually spend more time with their kids. They can stay and have breakfast with their children or their husband. They get to actually come home at a decent hour and like just hang out and watch TV with the family for once, and not just come home tired and beat up, just exhausted from sitting on the bus for hours. Yeah, I want that so bad. I can't wait. So that's what we're here for. That's what the podcast is going to be. This format has been a lot easier to talk on than trying to spread one stupid story out forever. So I enjoy this. I almost cried multiple times. Guaranteed I'm going to cry on this podcast. There's not even a question. I am 1,000% going to cry on this podcast. Probably a lot, to be honest. I cry pretty easy. I became so soft. I remember being a kid trying to act all tough, and like we'd watch sad movies, and to keep myself from crying, I would like laugh during the sad part, like oh, they died. Idiots, you know. Just trying, like, yeah, I'm good. I'm cool with crying. I am very, very secure in my masculinity at this point. I've got these hands. They're rated E for everybody. So I mean, I'm cool with crying. I don't care. This chair though is gonna kill my back if I keep sitting in it. Oh, maybe I should actually pull it forward so it helps me instead of hunching like a damn ogre. I'm an ogre. Yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. So, Jesus. Yeah, I don't know. Did you guys have fun? Hopefully you stayed to the end. If you did, do me a huge favor. Like, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know what your dreams are. I mean, if it's fast cars, it's fast cars. You can't beat that. Maybe you're already helping people. But definitely comment. Let me know what your dreams are. What do you want to do? If you could literally do anything in the world and there was nothing, money wasn't an issue, travel wasn't an issue, time wasn't an issue, let me know what it is. That's always been one of my biggest questions I ask people. Like, what would truly make you happy? And I don't mean just like, oh, this is cool, but like genuinely you are excited to wake up. It's hard to fall asleep. What is it that drives you that may have been beaten out of you by life that might be gone now? Like, what is it that is your passion? What is your helping people? What is your giving a car at a bus stop? I genuinely want to know. I will check comments. I will comment back. Like, yeah, let's make this community. I'm very curious. Hopefully people actually see this episode 1. Probably not. This might be dead in the water. We'll see. But I don't know. I have faith. I feel like we're going to do something good here. I feel like this is going to be the thing that actually takes off. This is going to be the thing that creates a monster. But a very good, like, cuddly monster. Like a nice monster that you're like, oh, hi, monster. How are you doing? He's, hi, Mom. Good. You know, not like a big scary monster. Not like a cute monster that pretends to be scary. He's like, I'm a big scary monster. Rah! Oh, I scared myself. That's a sorry. It's a character I used to do for Skylar all the time. It'd be, I'm a big scary monster. Rah! I scared myself. Pooped a little. He would laugh so hard. Oh, he loved it. Oh, they grow up so fast. They really do. But yeah, let me know. Let's create something real here. Let's help some people. Let's get to the point where we can give that car away. Because when I do it, it's not just me that did it. It's everybody else. It's all of you. I cannot do that without you guys. So comment below, like, subscribe, share share clips. I'm going to work hard on doing clips for the show, so hopefully that generates views. But yeah, help me out. I'd really appreciate it. Help me help people. Like, let's change some lives. I think that's good enough. We're at like 55 minutes. 55 is good. It doesn't have to be a full hour, right? We did it. Episode 1. I appreciate y'all. Like, thank you. Like, from the bottom of my heart, if you watched and you stayed till the end, even through me wiping my nose, which I got to do again, thank you. Like, I really appreciate it. I love you guys. I will see you on the next episode. I'm trying to figure out what that's going to be right now because I'm filming it right after this. So hopefully it's good. Let's find out. All right, guys. Thank you. Love y'all. Peace.